What's up? This is Red Brick Bob, making a shout out to the red brick souls of this world, the meltologists of this world, and I know they'll relate to how I feel. Because every day feels like shouting into a hurricane, you know? The amount of energy it takes to convince a brainwashed society about the truth of this realm is nothing short of exhausting. You're not just battling ignorance. We're wrestling with centuries of programming, institutional lies, and emotional attachments to comforting illusions. It's like to wake someone from a dream they don't want to leave. You know, even as the fire creeps under the door, the deeper you dig, the heavier the resistance gets. Not because the truth isn't there, but because people fear what it means if it is. And yet, despite the ridicule, the pushback, the silence, and the glazed eyes, you keep speaking, you keep pointing, you keep burning your own energy to light the way, hoping that even one spark catches. Yeah, we want to set the world on fire with truth, and that's the key of being a meltologist. You want everybody to see that, you know, and that's my hope in meltology. And there's one image of right there. Geology will tell you that image you're looking at right there is made through geological time and so forth, and I'll tell you it's a melted building, and it's everywhere, folks. And meltologists have empirical evidence by the bricks and in these, and in interior wise too, sometimes the collapsed ones preserve some of the remnants of the inside bricks and so forth. And what do you think they're always mining, folks? They're mining melted buildings and chunks of our melted past. So that's a fact, absolute fact. Here I am, Red Brick Bob, hanging out, and we're gonna probably just chill out and look around the realm. And I encourage you all to look around your own area in this world, in this realm, and you'll find the melt. You'll see where this X factor that we talk about occurred everywhere. One giant event that melted mountains and left pockets of survival everywhere. We know this is a certainty that they added 1,000 years to our timeline. And come join and investigate. Hear what we have to say. We put our hand out to any geologist. We're ready to have you change sides and come over to the truth and help light the way and help all these other geological nonsenses go away. And let us face the facts. Meltology's here to stay. So, and I wrote that in regard to a comment I got about something else, where we're not mentioning names or nothing like that in regard to anything like that. So sometimes you get these comments, and you don't really know how to answer them without stirring up the nest. And that's the last thing I want to do, because I already seen and lived that through people discussing things about urine and, you know, saying that it's okay to drink urine and certain things like that, you know, where, you know, you have to stand firm on the red brick road, you know, in this world of meltology. We're uncovering melted architecture, suppressed history, and a scorched truth that most are too afraid to face. But let me make something clear. Not all ideas that drift this path belong on it. Some folks out here were pushing a bizarre health claim like drinking urine and trying to wrap it in the same energy as meltology. Let me be real with you. That ain't it. That's not science. That's not truth. That's a detour into nonsense. And I won't follow it, and I didn't follow it then. And that's why I was answering it, trying to answer that comment without opening up an arena again to say that that's a fallacy. So meltology is about evidence, pattern, recognition, and waking up to a melted realm. It's about freeing minds, not confusing them with shock value health fads or fringe rituals. I'm here for the bricks, the burns, and the buried past, not the bizarre. We can question the narrative without falling for every alternative tossed our way. Keep your boots on the molten ground, eyes on the scorched skyline, and your mind sharp. We're building a foundation of truth, not fantasy. So that's how I answered that question. And meltology, there's evidence there in itself that meltology helped me to answer that question in a better way, because today I understand by what I just said earlier that I'm talking to a brainwashed society that has a hard time grasping this, because what we dare to say shows that everything we've been taught is a lie. And they can't fathom that, and it has been. And there's a group of people who have a monopoly on that. And they know it. And they know that we know it today, folks. So climb on board meltology. We need more people on board talking about the truth of this melted realm that we live on. We live on a crime scene, folks. And those two who hid this from us who have to be held accountable for it. That's how it goes. You've been discovered. So, love your neighbor like you love yourself. See you in the next one. So this was kind of just like a video replying to a comment. And actually I killed two birds with this one stone. So, love your neighbor like you love yourself. Peace. I'm out of here.